There is no question. These are challenging times in America right now. Rising costs for everything from groceries to gas, a critical shortage of baby formula, a pandemic that won't go away, and the absolute horrors of yet another mass shooting, this time claiming the lives of 21 innocent people, 19 of them young children in their classroom. I want to turn now to Dr. Deepak Chopra. He's the founder of the Chopra Foundation and Chopra Global. And Doctor, it's lovely to see you. People are kind of at a loss, I think, right now. They feel really overwhelmed, and they are just so broken over what we're seeing, especially in Uvalde. How do we cope with this?
So first of all, Jessica, nothing I can say is going to offer consolation to those immediately affected, and actually those of us who are not so immediately affected. We're all grieving, and we have to get in touch with our grief. If we resist our grief, then it only will persist. So this is a time for collective mourning, but at the same time, deeper understanding is needed. It's obvious that we have the most outrageous, insane gun laws in the world. There have been mass shootings in Australia and Tasmania many decades ago, in Scotland, and they immediately instituted gun reform. There hasn't been a single mass shooting after that. In our country, 188 mass shootings in schools alone in the last couple of decades. So if we don't think this is insane, then we are declaring our own insanity. Now, having said this, there are deeper reasons for this kind of trauma, and it's recycling of trauma. It's even genetic and epigenetic, which means intergenerational trauma recycles as anger and hostility, which is really the memory of pain, fear, which is the anticipation of pain and trauma, guilt, shame, humiliation, which is directing the blame at yourself, and then depression, which causes the depletion of energy. And unless we address the fact that we are a traumatized society, and there's long-term solutions to this, which includes looking at mental illness, because no one shoots like this until they're mentally unwell. But saying that is not enough. We have to first act on gun reform. And there are special interest groups who keep this alive in the name of the Constitution, while they deprive women of their constitutional rights at the same time. So everyone who's listening, every citizen, should immediately act and speak to their legislators and never elect an official who actually supports guns and the way they are sold right now. A 13-year-old will be refused cigarettes and alcohol and racy magazines, but can get assault weapon without even being asked to show their credentials.
And I hear you at the beginning of your answer there. You talked about how people should get in touch with their grief, that you can't suppress it. So are you telling people, like, let yourself feel these things? Don't push it to the side. Don't look at the phone and scroll more.
No, you have to feel your grief, and grief is in the body. So you get in touch with the sensations in your body. You feel the grief. You release it, whatever way you can release it, including crying and sobbing and meditation and prayer. All these things help. And we need to do this collectively. There are many online resources, so you can find these. And we are also offering these online resources, both at Chopra Global and Chopra Foundation.
And I know you've long been committed to this idea, this principle of love and action. Before I let you go, what does love and action look like in Buffalo and Uvalde right now?
Do something about it. Do something. Vote the necessary changes that you need to vote, but also support each other through attention, which is deep listening, affection, deep caring, appreciation, deep gratitude for each other, and acceptance of each other. And these are what I call the 4 A's, because love without action is meaningless, and action without love is irrelevant. When you have love in action in your heart, then the whole world will support you.
Dr. Deepak Chopra, thank you so much for those words. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jessica. Take care.
You too. We'll be right back.